very good morning to you. Thanks again for joining me on the channel. I don't know why I say morning, I should probably say afternoon or evening, because it's normally a Sunday afternoon or evening that I post these videos. So good afternoon, good evening, whichever time I post this, I do not know. I am back on the pit today for a little bit more winter pike fishing. We are in February now, so it's getting very, very close to the end of pike season, so we're going to get the hours in while we still can. Apologies if you hear lots of wind as well. It has been very, very windy. We're tailing on the end of 2 storms, so 20-mile-an-hour winds today. Pressure's slightly high, but the weather conditions have been terrible, so I'm hoping the pike have been laid up for a few days and are ready for the feed. Keep checking over there just because my float is wobbling around in the wind, and I want to make sure it is just the wind and not a fish. I'll obviously happily take the fish, of course, but yeah, I'd rather strike into it nice and early. So today is the third instalment of this pit pike fishing. So the first instalment we had a suspended float rig, and the second instalment we had a free running legged rig. And today hopefully what we're going to be doing is trying a new rig, fishing over depth, a new bait. I think I've got sprats, I'll double check that and we'll go through the rig later anyway. And hopefully we'll see that float cock and bob or slide away if we're lucky enough to go 3 for 3 and have 3 fish in 3 episodes. So fingers crossed that happens. If not, I will just take you through the rig. It'll be the first time I've done that without catching a fish, but we will just see how the day unfolds and see what happens. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate the support. Leave me a comment down below. I haven't decided if there's going to be a part 4 to these yet, so if there's something in particular you want to see, let me know and I'll try my hardest to get out there before the pike season ends. Of course, I'll be doing a little bit of early morning top water fishing and so on. And of course, hit the little subscribe button. It's either down there or down there. I look like a right idiot when I do this. But yeah, lets you know when new videos drop onto the channel every fortnight and shows me all of the support that you give. Thank you very much for that. If you're interested in one of these, pop onto the BrandonHatchFishing, BH Fishing Facebook page, links in the description down below, and I'll show you how you can get your hands on one of these. These are new, I did drop them in the last episode, but they are still going fast. So, without further ado, I'm going to pay some more attention to my rods, and hopefully I'll catch you back here in a moment. I think I may have a fish on. Just going to tighten up to it. Yep, that's a fish. Doesn't feel big, but it's a fish. Lovely fish there. And there we go. Perfectly in the net. Gorgeous. So as you probably guessed, throughout these few episodes I'm posting weekly, I'm going to be using different pike rigs for every fish caught on this gravel pit in particular. I've been here now for about 2.5 hours, so a very slow start. I'm on the other side of the lake today, but I've just landed the first fish, as I'm sure you saw there. So we'll get that unhooked now and have a little look at him. So single treble hook again. I'll take you through that rig in just a moment, as we usually do. in the meantime, slip this lovely fish over. Nice and chunky again, completely different fish to one that we've caught out of here before. And have a little look. This gorgeous little pike. Already makes the day worthwhile even if we don't catch any more. Pristine condition. Nice chunky little belly. Maybe a monster of the future, this one. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. We'll give him a rest. Feeding very well. This is pooed all over my mat, so plenty of fish there. And then we'll get him out, have another little look at him, and I'll take you through the rig. Just while that one's resting off, before we release them and hopefully get a little bit of underwater footage as well, thought I'd show you the rig. So very similar to a rig you've seen me use if you follow these short episodes on part 1, which was a suspending float rig. However, today we've been fishing Overdepth. So down the line here we have a stop knot. Now that's a hard fixed in place stop knot. Well, it's actually a rubber stop, but same purpose as a stop knot. We then have a sliding float. Now this is slightly bigger than what I would normally use at 15-20 grams. It's a 25 gram to balance that out in the water and bring it down to its floating point. Now because we're fishing over the depth, when I want it to hit that stop knot, I want it to be laying on the surface, slightly cocked. So if this is the surface of the water, slightly cocked just there. So when the fish takes, it's a nice clear indication once you hit that stop knot. Grab a bit more line. Once you hit that stop knot, just there, that is your nice clear indication that a fish is playing with your bait, or taking your bait, or completely gone. And in that instance just there, I don't know how quickly the camera came in, but it was very, very quick. It drifted along the surface, gradually stood up, stood on end, and then vanished very, very quickly. So that was my ideal time to strike. On there we have a small sinker, about 7 grams as previously used before, and then onto a very long trace just there. Single hook, smaller hook today actually, that's a size 4 hook with a bait tag on. Now I don't normally use bait tags. The reason I've got a bait tag on today is because today, as usual, we're trying a different bait out. And we have some more sea freeze baits, so these vacuum pack baits, because they do seem to store very well. These are over 2 years old, but we have some sprats, so very good conditioned little sprats. I know you can get these from Morrison's or wherever for pretty cheap, but as I said, these are free from a competition win. And all I've done with that one just there is, so bait tag is off. Now the sprats are very, very soft, so just behind the dorsal fin I find balances these out well, just there. So that's going to lay on the bottom this time, it's not going to be suspended. I just prefer the approach of a single treble most of the time. The bait tag, then pop that onto the same treble point that you've got running through the fish. Now because these are so soft, that just helps that not crack off when you cast, and that will lay nicely on the bottom and give you a nice visual indication. If you're interested in these floats, they are Fox Rage Predator floats, 25 grams that one. I think they're about £3.50 each, but I'm sure any floats you've got would work. That just had some very bold and vibrant colours on there, and my other ones are getting a little bit old. So that's the rig today, and we'll get it back out there and see if we can have another fish. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that small instalment, part 3 of the pit pike fishing. I think that is going to be the last instalment, unless you want to see another one, in which case let me know down below. What I'm going to intend on doing is getting out on the rivers and doing a little bit of sort of wild pike fishing just before the season closes. So hopefully that's what I'll see you back with next week. In the meantime, tight lines, give us a thumbs up if you like the video, hit the subscribe down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.